Hi guys, hope you're doing good. If you're just joining me on this video, welcome. If you haven't watched the other one, please do. I've just reviewed this book by Charlemagne the God called Black Privilege. So I'll link the video down below. Yes, if you want to hear what I think about this book, you can click and hear. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to be talking about the book by Trevor Noah called Border Crime. Okay, so I've known Trevor Noah for a while now. I think everybody has actually, but I mean, yeah, you would know that. And he's quite funny. He's quite a funny comic. And so when I saw this book come out, I thought, oh, it'd be interesting to know his life story and what he's about. And I think his second comedy tour had the same title called Border Crime. Anyway, straight into it. The first thing about this book, I actually really love the language of the book and the way it was written. It's really good because with every chapter he sort of gives us a background of what was happening at the time in terms of apartheid, which I thought was really, really good, because sometimes, like, when you're trying to explain a situation about what you went through, people don't really get it unless you give them like the 419 of what happened before or what was happening at the time that sort of fueled your decision making, if that makes sense. So I thought that was really good. What I did not like about the book, let me just start off the bat and say, Trevor, you should have put some pictures, man. Like, not like pictures as in like kid pictures, you know how you used to read two sentences and pictures. No, not that kind of thing. But just like, you know how most biographies in the middle of the book, they have like maybe like 6-7 pages dedicated to pictures of what the author is talking about, and they tell you, oh, this is the time when I had cornrows, kind of thing, so that you sort of have a visual of what they're talking about. I really like that, and it wasn't there in this book. I wish he had just given us something, like at least 2 pictures, 3 pictures, something, because even if you Google it, you won't find it. So please, next time you write a book about yourself, please put pictures. That's my advice. Anyway, there were many lessons that were in this book, but one that really struck out to me was the language, speaking people's language. I think that was the sort of interwoven lesson that I got from the book. So each and every time he went into a different society, a different environment, he needed to learn the people's language. And to me, that resonated as not only their language, the way as in speaking language, but the language of their culture, the emotions, the way they do things, kind of thing. I remember he talks about this at the time when he was a DJ and he went to do a gig at a school, and according to his description, they had a friend called Hitler, right? And when they went to that school, they had a dance routine where the guys would start dancing to some of the set to sort of hype up the crowd. And so as the guys are dancing, Hitler would get into the middle, and then they'd start saying, "Go Hitler, go Hitler," kind of thing, to hype him up. Hitler was his name. I do not think that Hitler's parents understood what was going on in Germany or whatever. They just thought maybe it was a cool name, and then they gave their son that name. In Africa, it's the strangest thing. Sometimes if, say for instance, if there's a football match going on, like a popular, like say for instance World Cup, it's not surprising to see next year kids that are called Maradona or Ronaldo or Vuvuzela after, you know, everything, or the things that highlighted the event. So I think that's how Hitler's parents named him. They had no idea what Hitler was about, I don't think. And so anyway, so you know, they started saying go Hitler, and then one of the teachers at the school got really, really upset, and both of them, if only they could have just calmed down and tried to talk about it and understand each other person's point of view of why they're flipping out, but they didn't, you know. They just be like, whatever, I don't care, go away kind of thing. But then it turns out they were playing a gig at a Jewish school, so of course you can't go in there and start saying go Hitler. That's crazy. But they didn't know, and they didn't know. So that's the thing I'm talking about being able to understand people's language, their culture, what they're about, so that like when you go into a situation, you're on the same level, you're on the same wavelength. And that's what Trevor Noah I felt was trying to tell us in this book, like through his stories and stuff. Even from primary school up until he got older, that same lesson was sort of the highlight of his life, I felt. And so I thought he did a really good job in sort of bringing us into his world and showing us how he grew up as a child. Yeah, if you like those kind of biographical kind of stories, this is a good book. You can even gift this one. This one you can give as a gift, I swear. This just buy it for yourself. Don't give it to your pastor. This one is clean. It's clean language, you know. And it's really interesting. I think culture has a lot of influence on the way people sort of articulate themselves. In Africa, you get beaten. No, you can't be swearing anyhow. Like no. I don't know, but it's good. It's a good book. It's a good book. It's also a good book. So if you want to get either of them, I'm gonna link down below. And of course, as I said earlier, if you want to hear the review for this one, I'll leave the link down below as well. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm also very interested in hearing what you are reading so that I can get ideas of what to read. At the moment, I'm reading Wild. I forget the author's name, but it's good. It's good at first few pages, but so far so good. Anyway, thank you so much. Till next time. See ya.